Hey, alright, welcome back to another video. I know I've not been talking since, but it's, I don't know what time is it right now. So now it's 3 p.m. and it's time for me to start making lunch. I'm starting late right now because it's not even lunch, it's dinner. Because the kids already had their lunch and they took a nap from 2 p.m. and I just want to snack a little bit on some bread and butter. So how have you been? You're welcome to my channel. If it's your first time, my name is Doris and I've been away. I was supposed to take a 21 days of social media, but then I decided to extend it to a 30 days period, and so I'm back. I'm doing amazingly well. I feel great. I feel amazing. We're going to talk about all the social media break, how it went down, what happened during that period that I didn't put on here. We're going to talk about that in another video. So right now I want to make lunch after eating my bread, and yeah, so let's get back to into the conversations that we were having. So after having all this feeling for a very long time, I decided to have a deep conversation with my husband, and fortunately he had noticed a lot of changes. He had noticed my mood because I was having mood swings also sometimes, and so we got to talk about it. And the first thing I did was I decided to take a break. So what did I do? So after I had that deep conversation with my husband, we spoke and he got to understand and also reviewed some of the things that he had noticed. Like he felt like I had lost so much of who I used to be, my powers, and he couldn't understand because he also thought that us coming together was just going to make me more stronger, more productive, and more motivated to go after those things that I had always wanted to do, but I couldn't do them because I was somehow tied down because I had these two boys to look after and every other thing that we've spoken about. So after that conversation, I decided to take a break from everything else around me and just focused on me. I didn't go out of the house like I'll normally do when I take a break. I'll just go for somewhere for a weekend. This time I decided to take a break from everything happening around me and just focus on me. And the first thing I did was that I went on a Daniel fast in the month of May. First of all, I did a 10 days Daniel fast because I wanted to have a conversation with God. I needed him to help me, to direct me, or to redirect my path. So I went on a 10 days Daniel fasting, which came in with amazing result. I'm going to be chatting with that with you guys in another video. After that, after my 10 days Daniel fasting, there was something I learned from it that God wanted to teach me, and that was discipline. and God wanted to teach me discipline. The fact is, I have been relaxing a lot. I have become a little bit indisciplined with myself. That's because I felt like, again, if I don't do this person that is with me is going to do it. So what did God do? God had to send me to go back to 9 to 5, and I had to try 9 to 5 for, is it 2 weeks? I think that again is another story. And in the 9 to 5, what I learned throughout that period was how I could be disciplined, waking up early on time, so I'll be able to catch my transportation to work. I'll be on work on time. I'll do my job there diligently. And throughout this period, while I was working there, I was constantly having this conversation with God, where He was asking me, if you can be this disciplined with another person's job, why can't you be disciplined with the gift and talent I have given you that is able to take care of you and your family and give you that sense of happiness and that sense of fulfillment that you're looking for, So when throughout that period I was discussing with my husband, I'm like, this is not the only lesson, this is the main lesson that constantly is running through my head, how I can be disciplined and stuff. And I'm so grateful for this period. So I did that 9 to 5. After the 9 to 5, I went again on a 21 days fast, and my 21 days fast now ran into my detox moment when I decided to fall out of social media, to take a break. It was the 6th month already of the year. That was June. That was last month. And again, when I looked at my aspirations, the things I had wanted to achieve from January to February, from January to December 2022, I was really lacking behind. And I said all of these just had to do with the fact that my transitioning period has been very difficult for me. And so because of that phase of transition, my husband is calling me. So when I looked at my goals, the things I had prayed for, the things I wanted to do this year, and we're in June, I was really lacking behind. And most of the stuff there I was lacking behind simply because I had relaxed, simply of the transitional period, everything that we had discussed. And I was like, okay, I really need to take time off. That's when I decided also to go off social media for a 21 days period, which I later on extended to a 30 days period because I wasn't really feeling ready. Why did I go off social media again? Because I just wanted to be focused. I just wanted to be with me. I didn't want distractions, And there are a lot of things that I did during my non-social media day that I'll be sharing with you guys. Some of those things I will never get to see them again because they were deleted, and reducing my social media platforms, just simply because coming back, I really wanted to come out of this period focused, replenished, and realizing that I have the power to be able to be who I want to be if I can focus and just pull that energy. Getting married to an understanding man, to a supportive husband, should not give me the reverse of success, but I don't want to say failure. Shouldn't make me to become lazy, or shouldn't make me to become stuck, but instead it's supposed to be a boost of energy. Because I suddenly got married, living with my husband in the same house, a husband who is so supportive, who he's so supportive for everything that I do. He get to do a lot of things that I used to do all by myself. So I then now feel like I can't do these things except he does them. I can't take this decision except he does it, or I can't do this without him putting his hand to it. So I became so dependent on his presence and his contribution and his support that I completely lost the gift that I have, the power that I have to be able to do these things. I even forgot that these things, I used to do them without him being present. So remembering all of this story, and I was just like, wow. So sometimes it's okay. We think like getting married is all going to be so sweet. So of course it's sweet, but don't be surprised if you tend to lose yourself, especially if you are this strong, independent, single mom that you've been there all yourself, by yourself, with your children. You've been so hardworking, and suddenly you find yourself, you get being married. It can go south for a little while before it comes back to normal. And about my husband being a blessing to me, I had to understand that he is a blessing. He's not supposed to be a curse, quote and unquote, because he's not supposed to come into my life and then I go instead of progressing, because the Bible says when the two comes together and become one, and they'll do mighty things, right? But in that case, I felt like I was declining, I was losing myself. And don't panic when, if you get married and you start having all of these changes and stuff. It might happen differently for you, you know. The things we expect sometimes before getting into marriage and stuff, normally or practically or in reality, doesn't happen. Like sometimes our expectations are completely different from what we actually how do you say, from what actually happens. Like what you expect will normally may not be exactly how it will work for you. Because there was no point in time where I even thought like coming together with this man and living in the same house and raising a family was going to be like a put me at a setback position. All what I was seeing was like, oh my god, us coming together, putting our forces together, our energy, we're gonna blow, like we're gonna do a lot of great and mighty things. But reality is different. Reality is different. There's always going to be this point, this part of adjusting, because remember, you have been alone most times of your life, you know. Most moments it has just been you, or in my case it has just been me and the kid. I had been the boss together with God for myself, the entire family, and my children. So now I have another person in here that is now like my head. It takes a little bit of adjustment, and if you relax too much, then that's when you start going phew. But the most important thing is realizing it and sitting back and asking God to, Lord, help me to redirect my path, to set me back on the right path, and just let God work it out for you. So yeah, that is it. I'm just gonna quickly make dinner now before he comes back. He requested to eat arrow, so that's what I'm going to make. The kids are sleeping. I'll see you guys in my next video. Have an amazing day, and remember, your God's favorite loves you.